Good morning. What is a warm, bright, and sunny day? It is Tuesday, the 26th of March, and I'm in the reading nook with a nice hot cup of tea. And a box to continue unboxing. What I'm going to pull out here is this, a copy of The Silver Bone by Andrey Kurkov, which is a detective story set in Kyiv in essentially 1919. So Kyiv 1919, the Soviets control the city, but white armies menace them from the west. No man trusts his neighbour, and any spark of resistance may ignite into open rebellion. When Theophil Kolekko is murdered in broad daylight, his last act is to save his son from a falling Cossack sabre. Deprived of his right ear instead of his head, Samson is left an orphan with only his father's collection of abacuses for company. Until that is, his flat is requisitioned by two Red Army soldiers whose secret plans Samson is somehow able to overhear with uncanny clarity. Eager to thwart them, he stumbles into a world of murder and intrigue will either be the making of him or finish what the Cossacks started. An off-kilter, distinctly Kurkovian take on the historical mystery genre, The Silver Bone takes inspiration from the real-life archives of crime enforcement agencies in Kiev, offering a propulsive narrative that bursts to life with rich historical detail. So, sorry, there's a cat moving around over there. So this is a Ukrainian detective novel. Now, I enjoy my detective fiction, and I tend to keep an eye out for detective fiction from around the world. So I've read quite a little bit of fiction from Norway and Iceland, Australia, Japan, France. I've got some from Spain I want to read as well. But I've never actually read anything from Ukraine. In fact, I've never read anything written by a Ukrainian novelist. And partly that's due to the fact that relatively few novels from Ukraine are translated into English. But I saw this one, thought it looked interesting, and picked it up. Now the thing is, that's because I have an interest in detective fiction. I also have to have an interest in history, and the Russia post the Great War, post World War I, is quite an interesting period because you have the ongoing effects and fallout from the Russian Revolution of 1917 with the Russian Civil War, in which all the Allied powers were involved because they wanted to prevent the rise to power and the cementing of power by the Bolsheviks. So this is actually translated from the Russian by the Russian. We've got a list of the author's fiction there, his own writings, and we have a map of Samson's Kiev in 1919, and then we are into the book itself. Book itself is fairly light. This actually won't take me that long to read, but I'm looking forward to it. It does come with it's 42 chapters, 43 chapters long. You do have a translator's note at the end, and a select chronology of Ukrainian history, 1917 to 1921. So it gives you some context because obviously that's not the period. History is not going to be familiar to most readers, and in particular, Ukrainian history during this period is not going to be familiar to most readers, so that's welcome. And we've got biographies of both. Excuse me. Sorry, biographies of both author and translator, and the blurb, back cover blurb for both of them. And a picture of the author. So you've got a situation of, in flux, uncertainty of, the Red Army occupying the city, forces outside threatening it. So a mixture of chaos and brutality, and potential disaster. Of course, ultimately, the Red Army, the Bolsheviks will prevail, and you will have the you know, the rise to prominence of the Soviet Union. But a detective novel, basic detective mystery fiction set during this period is going to be really interesting to see, to read, and get a different kind of milieu for detective fiction. So I think this is the first of 2 books, so I'm going to pick up the next one when it comes out, and I'll read this in the meantime. So that's The Silver Bone by Andrey Kurkov. If essentially, well, the thing is actually sort of like it's so yeah, I look forward to giving this a good read. Anyway, so thanks for watching another unboxing in the Nook. If you enjoyed this, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to more unboxings in the Nook, where you will see me out here with a box containing a book or game or role-playing game, or in this case a detective novel, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook, and we'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.